What is up, Heffas and friends? Welcome to another episode of Java and Journeys with Jillian, Date Night Edition. If you're new here to this channel, how are you? My name is Jillian and welcome to another one of my culinary / caffeinated adventures. This time, Heffas, we are going to get on our special, blouses, our special jackets, and get ready for this date night over at STK. And I know you're probably thinking, listen, Heffa, money is tight right now. You know what this economy is giving. Listen, girly, I got you. I know exactly what this economy is giving, which is why we're going to take advantage of steak night over at STK. What is steak night? It is a $69 per person special where you can go in, pick out your bottle of bubbly or wine, get yourself a little 3-course meal. So that includes your appetizer, that includes your entree, and as well as the dessert. So baby, everything for $69 per person. Now, here's the caveat with all of that, Heffas. It is only offered during the weekday, excluding Fridays. So make sure to check out your local STK and see when they offer it, because I was looking this up online. Some STKs will offer it Monday through Wednesday, some Monday through Thursday. So just be sure to check that out. So Heffas, grab your mans, or grab your partner, or maybe your good Judy, aka good friend, and let's get ready to get into this date night over at STK in Disney Springs. All right, y'all, let me tell you, this cold weather is not stopping the crowds over here in Disney Springs, because I'm sure some of you all are wondering, how in the heck are you wearing this coat in Florida? Heffas, we are going through a cold snap this week, and it has been chilly. And I'm not talking like, oh, I'm being a whiny Floridian and it's in the 60s and I'm freezing. No, Heffas, it has been getting as low as the 40s, as the 30s. Thankfully, there's no rain in the forecast this week, because otherwise we'd be in big trouble with all the ice. And I already know that Florida is not equipped, because why would it be? Y'all, it is frigid. So this will probably be one of the first and last times this year that I'll be able to wear this coat. That is one benefit. When we have these cold snaps in Florida like this, because it happens, we have some cold days. What's great is that, baby, you could break out those Ugg boots that you've had in storage for forever. You can wear your little fancy coat like me. Uh-oh, y'all, here's Haleo. Y'all, this is a whole nother ball of wax. This is a whole nother ball of wax. We're gonna focus on the things that actually make us happy in life. No shade to Jose Andres, because I already know, he's like, how did I become the bad person in this? Listen, you already got me once, you're not getting me again. Although I will give them another try, but look at me, y'all, we're just gonna stay focused right now. I'll talk about Haleo at the end of this and why I'm having this reaction. But Heffas, we are just enjoying the chilly weather, because those of you all who have been watching me know I prefer the chillier weather anyway. And look at these crowds. So I'm not lying to you. Most people are wearing long sleeves, bundled up. But again, your girl is just enjoying this. And while we're walking over to STK, I'll tell you all what motivated me to do this date night series. So this is not my first time doing steak night at STK. My sister and I actually tried it out, because shout out to her, she found out about steak night through TikTok or Instagram, social media. And I actually thought it was pretty good. So we're going to see the second time's a charm here. My co-producer, aka husband, has never been to STK. And I'll go ahead and tell you all, and we'll see if my impression changes. I definitely think it's worth it. We'll see how the second visit goes. If it was not for the steak night, I would not be going to STK. And the reason why is because, as I mentioned at the top, y'all, STK is pricey. And admittedly, I don't know, in looking over their standard menu, that it's worth the prices that they're charging. But I think personally, drop down in the comments, let me know, would you pay $69 per person if you're getting a 3-course quality meal, as well as a bottle of bubbly, a bottle of wine that you can pick out. I think that's actually a great value. So what I would encourage you Heffas to do, especially if you want to, you know, hang out with that good friend or take your partner out and you want to try some of those restaurants that tend to be on the pricier side, but you want to do it on a budget, check out and see if they have anything like this, because those are the moments where you want to try out those restaurants to even see if they're worth it. Because y'all, we're not trying to spend on coins at things that don't bring us joy and that aren't giving us the experiences that we deserve because of where we're putting our hard-earned coin in, which is why we're going to talk some trash about Haleo at the end of this video. But y'all see STK in the distance? Over here, we're crossing over the bridge. We parked in the orange garage over in Disney Springs. And for those of you all who are unfamiliar, maybe you've never been to Disney Springs or you're planning a trip and you are a STK lover, STK is located across from Maria and Enzo's Pizzeria. And I think given where this is located, you can't go wrong with parking in the orange garage. I think that's probably the best garage for this location. But you all see and feel the vibe. Do you see why date night over here? And we're actually quite early. Our reservation is not for like another 45 minutes. But I'm going to see if we can check in early, baby. And if not, that's okay, Heffas. We're probably going to get our Java on because it's a little chilly out here and just have a little kiki. So let's go ahead, go on in. Oh, I think I see the line, y'all. I'm going to back up. Heffas, let me get checked in and I'll circle back with you in just a few moments. All right, Heffas, I am all checked in. Here's the caveat now, because it is so busy. The hostess was kind enough. She was like, yeah, girl, I got you. I can go and check you in, but I'm just not certain how soon your table is going to be ready. So just hang out by the red umbrellas, which I will show you all here. Because you see how busy this is, y'all. This is crazy. I was thinking like, oh, Thursday night, it's gonna be cold. It's HE double hockey sticks. People are gonna come out here. As it turns out, everyone wants to be out here at Disney Springs, more specifically at STK, because when my sister and I were out here for the steak night, this was, y'all, some time ago, it was empty. And when I say empty, it just was like the crowds were at an all-time low, even inside STK. We didn't even have a reservation. We just walked up and they just took us in. But she was like, hey, wait over by the red umbrellas, because if we call you and your A ain't here, y'all shouldn't say, she didn't cuss, I'm improvising here for entertainment purposes. If your A ain't here, we call you, your table's going to go bye-bye. So my co-producer, being the kind spirit that he is, has run off to go actually get us some Java over at my booth thing, Joffrey's. And if they have something unique or special, he said that he would give me a call, but I am basically on table duty. I am waiting in line. And Heffas, while we are waiting for our table to get ready, let's talk about why date night. So I don't know, I've been thinking about different ideas for this channel and different ways to bring you all content, doing the things and going to the places that I love, of course. And I start thinking, why not something for the grown and sexy out there, okay? So why don't we not only just focus on general restaurant and experiences, but for those of you all that are traveling, and maybe some of you are traveling over here to Orlando with your kids, or maybe you're not, because F those kids. It's like, why not talk about some grown and sexy places where if you want to get your date on, you can. And like I said, Heffas, you can come out, like enjoy my date night series with your mans, with a good friend, with a partner. It doesn't matter. The point is that we are getting our grown adult on. We are leaving the kids at the door. Depending on where we're going, sometimes we'll take those ears out, but tonight we have tucked away our mouse ears and we are just here for a good old time. So I will check back in with you all as soon as we get our Java, because what is Java and Journeys without a little bit of Java in your life? And even Heffas, as we're walking into STK, so you can check out the views, you can check out the ambiance, because again, I want to make sure that you all are able to see and make that judgment call if you want to come out here with your partner or with your good Judy. So I'll be right back with you all in just a few. Y'all, my co-producer coming in for the win on this chilly evening at Joffrey's in the spirit of the Valentine's Day holiday season. has a Fairy Tale Love Latte. Now, the Fairy Tale Love Latte is going to have coconut syrup, caramel syrup, and a dark chocolate sauce. And you all know how I am. I don't like my stuff too sweet, so I went ahead, got it half the sugar, so we'll see if it will still be just as good. It also has whipped cream and some cute little Valentine's Day sprinkles at the top. Cheers, Heffas. Let's get into this latte and see if Joffrey and I are going to be beefing after I take a sip of this. Ooh. Yeah? My co-producer is nodding. Y'all, we not beefing. We made it past the mediation phase. We're working out our differences. This is tasty, and I'll tell you, because sometimes getting things half the syrup can be hit or miss for me. This is really good, and to me, I feel like it's still plenty of sweet. So proceed with caution if you decide to get a regular, and that's okay. If you like your lattes more on the sweeter side, baby, you do you, okay? This is date night, so you get whatever you want. And I'm sure I have some Heffas out there being like, you better clarify within reason, because again, we on a budget, honey. But I'm gonna go ahead and continue to enjoy this latte, y'all, and continue to wait in line for STK. Heffas, so we have just been set, and listen, I said date night could be fun, could be a little bit sexy. I did not say it was going to be quiet, y'all. It is loud AF up in STK, and y'all, we have been waiting. Now, mind you, our reservation wasn't until 8. We didn't get set till about 30 minutes after, but we got here about 45 minutes before. So we've been here for a while, but it is crazy, y'all. Take a look. But even in all the craziness, Heffas, peep out the steak night menu. Well, I want to correct myself because online it was showing Monday through Thursday, but in all actuality, at the Disney Springs location, it is Sunday through Thursday. And you see here where you could pick your 2 starters, your 2 entrees, or you could split the porterhouse, 2 sides, and 1 dessert. And Heffas, I think what we're gonna do is go for this jalapeno pickled shrimp cocktail that's very different. Never had anything like that. For our drink, we're gonna do the Prosecco, although I love a good cab. My co-producer's not a huge wine drinker, so we're gonna go for that Prosecco, baby. And then for the entrees, we're gonna do the salmon and the New York strip, cooked mid-rare, because we're not heathens. No shade to my Heffas that love their steaks cooked a little bit more on the well done side. And then we're gonna do the asparagus and mac and cheese, and y'all, we're gonna split that good old apple pie. Heffas, I got a little bit disconnected from you all. Our server came up. I was saying that I'm gonna keep my time with you all short, sweet, and to the point because there's a lot of music playing, and y'all, when I'm telling you it is loud, I feel like I'm at the club, okay, honey? But we just put our order in, and if you all are curious about the standard STK menu, my co-producer was just pointing out that most of the cocktails are gonna start at like $23 and above. The entrees are super pricey, so y'all, come out here. Or like, if you want to try it out, try the steak night first and dip your toes in a little bit before going all the way, because honey, the prices are crazy over here. So we're gonna wait for our Prosecco to come out. I'll show you all what that looks like, and as well as our food. While we wait for our Prosecco to come on out, we have our bread, and what's on top is a blue cheese butter. And y'all, this has a little bit of a stank to it. And I completely forgot that the butter is like a blue cheese butter. And so we'll see if it's good, because I can't remember what I thought about that, but my co-producer is not a big blue cheese fan. So we'll see if it's good, but that's just a heads up to ask for the blue cheese butter on the side if you're with someone that is not a fan of blue cheese dressing. And we also have some olive oil here. So let's go ahead and tuck into this bread. All right, Heffas, check out this bread up close and personal. You see the blue cheese seated just on top. So it's good. I'm not the biggest fan of the blue cheese butter, and I love blue cheese. It definitely has some stank on it, but the bread itself is good. I'm going to dip it into this chive olive oil over here. You see those olive oil bits, Heffas, right over there, just glistening. I like that better than the blue cheese butter. Cheers. All right, Heffas, happy date night. Cheers. You know, that's good Prosecco, and the brand is the La Marca, you know, with the blue label. Let me show you what that looks like, just in case you want to try it. It's very delicious, and I've actually never had this brand before, but I've certainly seen it. And I'll also give you another pro tip. So this is not, of course, your standard size bottle of Prosecco, but unless things have changed, last time I was here, I got the cab, and it was a full bottle of the Decoy red wine. So if you want to get a little bit more bang for your buck, go for that cab, because you get that full bottle. And even if you don't finish it, that's okay, because they'll cork it for you. Our appetizers have come on out. Here is our jalapeno. My sister's gonna kill me. She's like, you can't even pronounce the incorrect way of saying it. Our jalapeno shrimp. And here is our baby Jim lettuce Caesar salad. And you all know I love me some good jalapenos, so I cannot wait to try this out. Listen, we don't even need to wait. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. Look at the size of the shrimp, y'all. So you're not getting some little piddly shrimp over here. We're going to dip it in our cocktail sauce. And y'all, I'm not expecting for this to be so special. I do think it's interesting, like the poaching flavor to it. But I'm going to do this the right way. We're going to take a bite here, and y'all, I'm so worried. I'm like, I'm wearing white, and I always drip something on myself, so I'm trying to be extra cautious, Heffas. We're going to go ahead. Let's tap into this shrimp. That's nice. I will say the jalapeno does not overpower the shrimp, and I like adding the peppers to that. And because of how loud the music is, let me quickly get into this salad. You know, this is just a standard Caesar salad. Get into it, Heffas. We're not going to fake it as if this is like going to be the best thing in the world. Of course, I love the grating of the Parmesan cheese on top. No, it's good. It's lovely. It's a standard Caesar salad. I really love that the shrimp cocktail has those peppers with it to just like pick it up a notch. I don't think it's super spicy, but that's me. You all know I like my food spicy, so proceed with caution if you're someone that has to be careful with spicy foods, but I don't really think this is spicy at all. Good flavor. So I'm going to continue to enjoy. Baby, it may be loud up in here, but this food is looking like it is worth the noise. It's looking like. We're gonna see how it tastes. So y'all, let's get into these sides. Look at this asparagus. She is glistening, y'all, with those seasonings on top. Look at this macaroni and cheese. She did not come to play. I cannot wait to get back into this because, again, y'all, I've had these sides before. I just cannot remember what I thought about it. And then, you know, for the main event, baby, look at this salmon. Come on now. STK was like, yes, we may have had you wait a while, but we're going to explain to you why, okay? This salmon does not look dry. I I love the kale that's on it. This just looks delicious. And check out our New York strip. This looks so good. Okay, co-producer, let's cut into it. As a reminder, y'all, it's supposed to be mid-rare. I hope not to cut these people, because how's it going to be STK? Oh, okay. I think she is mid-rare. Y'all, she is very pink. This is how I like it, okay? A little bloody, but not too bloody. I think that that looks perfectly cooked, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into this. I'm actually going to try this salmon first. Y'all, again, I'm going to try to be quick because this music is so I have so many thoughts. I have so much to tell you all. But check out this salmon. And again, she doesn't look dry on the surface, but let's see what's going on the inside. Okay, y'all, so I like the maple glaze, but I will tell you the salmon is a bit dry. She was glistening, but all that glitters is not gold. Still good flavor, but come on now, baby. And y'all, I said kale. This is not kale. Now that I'm getting into it, I promise you all, I'm not that intoxicated. Yo, this is broccolini. I thought at first that she was kale. No, baby. She was broccolini. I love broccolini. Let's try this out. That is cooked perfectly. No, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know what, your girl is blind. Because I'm looking at this, and clearly this is not kale. Kale does not, well, kale does have some stems. Okay, y'all don't judge me. I promise you, I've had like the equivalent of a glass of champagne. Maybe, okay, maybe 2 glasses, but at most. Yeah, the flavors are good. I just wish the salmon was a bit more moist. Let's try this steak. Again, perfectly cooked. So shout out to the chefs that are preparing the food. Y'all, it's STK. If you're gonna come here, stick with the steak. You don't even need to touch the fish. That is succulent. That's juicy. Let's take another look again. Baby, look at this. This is delicious. This is what you need to get when you're here. F the fish. Just forget about it. That is so flavorful. That is good. What do you think? You like it? That's good. Let's get into the sides. Oh my God, y'all, I'm so afraid I'm gonna get a copyright strike because of all this music. You guys, y'all, look at this. I'm sorry, I gotta do it for the gram. I gotta do it for my YouTube family. Look at that. Like, just like oozing, y'all. Let's see if this macaroni cheese is giving. You see that steam, y'all? Do you see that steam wafting off the mac and cheese, baby? Ooh, thank you. Y'all, I was about to this is why I don't like wearing white. My co-producer caught the drip. It's good. It is definitely not my favorite by any stretch of the imagination, because I love my macaroni and cheese like baked. Like almost like brick-like. What do you think? Because my co-producer is the macaroni and cheese connoisseur. It's different. Y'all, I think my co-producer's over. I'm gonna be real with y'all. He is not a fan of being out here. It's just too loud for him. And I was just like, I promise you, when I first came out here, it was not this loud. I promise you. Again, y'all, I'll share more thoughts. We're gonna get into this asparagus. Yeah. Y'all, the asparagus is perfectly cooked. Yeah, it's asparagus. It's seasoned well. It actually kind of has like a little bit of a lemony taste to it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some sort of lemon butter that they use on that. That's good. So I'm gonna go ahead, finish getting into all of our food here. Go ahead and work on it. And we will check back in with each other when we get our apple pie out here. We are closing out with a little bit of that apple pie. Check this out. I cannot wait to try this. We have our little crumble on the side. This just looks absolutely perfect. Yeah, this looks really good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Y'all, let me just like shout out, our waiter in the service has just been so top notch here at STK. He's been so friendly, and I could tell that like the staff has just been hustling and working together. It's just been excellent. So shout out to the staff at STK because it has been wild. I feel for you all because it was crazy busy. It's now starting to let up a little bit. Let me show you all a little bit of the ambiance. But yeah, it has just been non-stop busy. It's starting to calm down a little bit. Let's go ahead and try this dessert. Hopefully it's representative of the staff, just as sweet. Oh, she's so clever. Y'all, please keep watching. I know some of y'all are like, you know what, I'm done with this Heffa. I'm exiting out of this video. Please keep watching. All right, we're gonna start with this apple pie first, Heffas, and check that out. It looks so delicious. It's warm. It doesn't taste stale at all. I don't know if they make this in-house, but the apples are not overcooked. They're not mushy. They have that perfect bite, that perfect crunch. The crust is flaky. I'm gonna try a little bit of this, I think a little bit of ice cream here. Wait, no, y'all. It's like fresh homemade whipped topping. It's very light. And it has like that nice like caramel syrup on top. You know, that's delicious. What do you think, good? It's solid, y'all. It's a solid apple pie with that crumble. I'm not disappointed by this. This is a great way to close out our experience. And we'll talk our ish when we step on out. We have just finished our restaurant experience at STK. Y'all, you could probably still hear some of the music. It was so loud. And my co-producer pointed this out. He was like, you see they have a DJ in here tonight? And I'm like, okay. Because Heffas, I promise you all, the first time I went to STK to try the steak night with my sister, it was not that loud. There was not a DJ. It was a lot quieter. It certainly was not as busy. Let me tell you what I appreciated the most. The staff are some of the hardest working people that I have seen on such a busy night. And also, the reason why it was so busy is apparently there's a lot of competitions going on, like cheerleading competitions, because we saw a lot of big parties, some of them kids. And I was a little bit taken aback by that because I'm gonna be real with y'all. STK is not a place for children. It just isn't. You all see the vibe, you see the ambiance in there. And also, I'm like, how are these high school children able to afford STK? I don't know that any school's budget is paying for that. And let me tell you something, Judy would have been like, we do not have the funds. Y'all, I grew up very humbly, low income, and then I would say probably toward the time when I got into like my young adult phase, I would say probably a little bit more middle income, but very, very, very humble beginnings of my life. And there's no way that Judy would have signed off any type of meals at STK, y'all. There's no way we could have afforded that in my wildest dreams as a child, even as like a young adult, y'all, graduating college. There's no way I could have afforded STK. So I don't know how these school groups were affording it. And I also was just like, okay, here I am talking to you all about a cute little date night spot, and we got all these children. I'm like, y'all don't have school? And it's like, no, Heffa, because they're in cheerleading competition, so they're here with their school. So that is part of the reason why it was very busy. And I'll also tell you that outside of the staff, something that my co-producer pointed out was that it felt less like a date vibe and more like a place that you go to after work with your colleagues. And I'm like, oh my God, like I was looking around, and y'all, that's another reason why it was crazy busy in there, is because there are a lot of conferences going on right now. There are a lot of groups, even when we're at Universal. Shout out to Walk and Talk Wednesday. So if you happen to miss my recent live stream, it'll depend when this video is posted. But one of my more recent live streams was actually at Universal, and they had some groups there, corporate events going on. And Universal is prone to having corporate events, so that's not new, but I just noticed that there were a lot, and there were definitely some corporate folks up in there. I saw those seafood towers, honey. I know corporate expenses when I see it, and I'm like, oh, they're definitely expensing those bottles of wine and those seafood towers and those steaks to their business, and I'm not even mad about it, okay? Shout out to my corporate working Heffas like me, that when you're out with your colleagues, and as long as you're keeping it within reason, now follow corporate policy. Don't be talking about you listen to Jillian, and Jillian told you to shop till you drop, and that's why your A lost their job. Okay, follow your travel and expense policy, okay, for your business. But if you are a corporate working Heffa, and your business allows you, especially in groups, to expense, baby, I'm not mad. Get you that seafood tower and get you that fancy cocktail. But there are a lot of businesses, and it's just so funny because I'm like, here I am kicking off my date night series, and my co-producer is like, this feels more like a spot for businesses after work to hang out. I promise you all, that was not the vibe that was giving the very first time I came to STK. It was mostly empty. It was during the middle of the week, like what it is right now, and it was not what it was giving tonight. So overall, let's talk about what now after being here, would I still consider this to be a date night spot? I absolutely would. But y'all, just like with everything, especially here, this is like the pros and the cons of living in Central Florida, is that there's so many groups always here. So it depends on when you catch stuff, y'all. You can come here on a random middle day of the week, middle evening happening in the week, and it's dead, or there aren't crowds, there aren't a lot of groups, and it's fine, and you're feeling the vibes, and you can pop in like on a random weekday night like me, and I'm like, what is going on? Why is it this crazy? Because typically at Disney Springs, unless it's like summer, we're not in peak right now, and that's probably why we have a lot of groups coming in, because it's cheaper to travel right now than, you know, almost any time of the year. So it is what it is. And y'all, I'm like getting distracted because I see the balloon going up right here. Who the heck in this weather? Because when I tell you all, it is frigid out here. It is frigid. It is like in the 40s right now. I don't know who in their right mind. I'm actually surprised that they have this balloon going up, because if it's feeling this cold and it's a little windy, so there's like wind chill going on right now, it cannot be a pleasant experience. Like you would have to be dressed up so warmly. Anyway, y'all, I'm getting distracted. I love getting distracted here. So I think any other evening, especially when it's not busy, of course, STK is a great date night spot. Now, again, the $69 steak night, that is where it's at, because if you all look at the regular standard menu prices for STK, it is wild, y'all. And I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't know that it would be worth it. I don't know. I have never gotten anything not as a part of the steak night deal, STK. So for those of you all who have gone to STK before and you've gotten things off their standard menu, let me know, what do you think? So like, for example, that New York strip that we got, my co-producer was like, yeah, I saw on the menu that typically is $50. So y'all, it's not for the faint of heart. And also with it being on Disney property, compounded, it's going to just add more prices to it. So I think definitely if you could come here for steak night, you are getting an absolute great value to make your date night even better. And y'all, because it's so frigid, I am going to quickly wrap this up. Out of Heffas, because you know how we like to rank things out of Heffas. So out of 5 being the best, I probably would give this, at least tonight, based upon my experience tonight, I would give it probably a 2.5, maybe a 3. The dessert was good. The food was solid. It was fine overall. I did not have anything that I felt like was absolutely terrible or inedible. It wasn't like that. It was just so loud, y'all. And also, I'm gonna try not to be a little too overly bougie and judge STK for serving me Prosecco, not in a champagne flute, but in a wine glass. I'll let that ish go, okay, like Elsa. I'll let it go. I won't judge them too harshly because the La Marca is good. And it's funny looking at the price, like the final receipt and the bill for everything. I want to say that our final bill total was around $149, but y'all, that's with the taxes. Then of course I tipped on top of that. But y'all, like, the La Marca on the receipt was like 40 bucks. La Marca is not $40, y'all, especially for that size bottle. That wasn't even like a full size bottle of champagne, but this is what it is. This was a part of the deal, so it's fine. It's all good. We're not tripping, but I'm just saying, like, La Marca, typically when you go out to like your wine store, your liquor store, your grocery store, if you live in a state where your grocery stores are allowed to sell alcohol, La Marca is not 40 bucks. I want to say La Marca is definitely less than $30, probably somewhere in the $20 range, but I've actually never had La Marca. I've seen it, and it was a tasty Prosecco, so I'm not mad at it. So like, everything was fine. It was good overall, but it was just so loud, and it was just so weird seeing all the corporate groups and all the businesses there that it kind of took the date vibe out of it. But you know, any night with my co-producer is a date night. Y'all, I'm lying. Half the time I want to kill him. Okay, that is a very natural feeling. If you want to kill your partner because they drive you nuts, listen, just make sure you don't leave any marks on the face. All right, we're not promoting domestic violence here. The last thing I'm going to say is that I wanted to talk a little bit about Jaleo. Well, okay, let me ask you this. Do you prefer this over Jaleo? It is, it's called, my co-producer keeps it real. Y'all, we keep it real. I've already told you, anyone can catch these bullets, okay? Disney can catch it, Universal can catch it. I'm not about to sugarcoat anything for anybody. I am not sponsored, but Disney, if you would like to sponsor me, you know what you're getting into, okay, baby? I will accept proudly your sponsorship, but you know I gotta keep it real, okay? And not that STK is Disney. It just so happens to be on Disney property, this particular location. Y'all, Jaleo, I can't. I'm just gonna have to film my response to that at home because it is just so chilly. I am ready to call it a night. It was very disappointing and everyone talks up Jaleo. I did not care for it, but I'm willing to give it another shot to try the paella. So also, if you are a Jaleo loving Heffa, tell me what you ordered and what you liked because I did not care for it at all. It just was not Jose Andres people, okay? Do I need to cuss y'all out? Because that ish was more expensive than my steak night at STK, all right? That ish was more expensive than my meal at Cake Bake Shop. To paint it into some perspective for you all. So I do not recommend it. I need to give them one more shot because I believe in trying places that I don't really care for unless it's terrible twice just to give it another, you know, benefit of the doubt. I did not try the paella, so I'm curious to see if the paella at Jaleo would be good. But for me, it's an absolute chop as of right now. So Heffas, did you all enjoy this little date night experience? Let me know, drop down in the comments, tell me what you think because I am interested in making this like a cute little series in addition to my channel, you know, cute little playlist recommending the spots for the adults, for the grown and sexy, to celebrate love, to celebrate friendship, especially in these crazy times that we have here right now. With that being said, Heffas, I hope you have a great evening. Stay warm and stay safe out there. And until the next one, I'll see you later. Mwah. Bye.